Hello, welcome back to my channel. A little bit of a different setting today. As you can see, I'm not in the normal, so I'm just thinking the midwife's going to come in. Just about to do a vlog. The activity outside starts kind of buzzing. I don't know whether they're going to come in and see me or not. Anyway, I'm in hospital today. I wanted to vlog this because I wanted to vlog a lot of my pregnancy, and it's been a little bit of a couple of days shall we say, with regards to pregnancy, and I wanted to keep you posted and let you all know what's been going on. I wonder if I can just prop you up on here a minute. Oh no, that looks very dodgy. Oh, that works. There we go. I've propped you up on some moisturiser, a Pepsi Max can, and you're on top, so let's hope you just don't fall. Okay, so it's been a couple of interesting days. I'm currently 25 weeks pregnant, and we had a bit of a scare the last couple of days. I started to have a bit of a bleed, which was a little bit, ooh, the bed's doing something funny. I've just been given an air bed, and every now and again it like rises in bits you sit in. So if I slowly go up from the camera, you'll know why. Where was I? Yeah, we had a little bit of a bleed, which was heavier than spotting, I would say. And for anybody who's a bit squeamish, I'm gonna give quite a lot of detail in this video because I think it's really important. So any men that are watching, actually I'm not going to apologise for it, because this is pregnancy and this is what happens. And if you are a chap watching this, or another lady watching this supporting your pregnant partner or pregnant wife, pregnant girlfriend, then you need to know these things, because these things do happen. Just pouring some water. So I bled through to my knickers, which is what alarmed me. I've had a bit of spotting before, a week 19, but it wasn't really much to kind of write home about, and I just had to monitor it. And they basically say that if you bleed through a sanitary towel, then it's cause for a little bit of concern. Little, that word I can't say again. Little bit of concern. So I bled through to my knickers, which is what concerned me, because that hadn't happened before, and it was fresh blood. And when I wiped, there was a lot of fresh blood on the toilet paper, and there was quite a large kind of little stringy clot of blood, what I would say. And it was all fresh, bright red. I think in pregnancy you get used to a couple of times if you wipe and there's a bit of brown, like when you wipe, that's old blood, that's not fresh blood. So that's something that isn't really hugely concerning, because a lot happens around your cervix, and you can have blood vessels that burst around the outside, but if it's fresh, there is a bit of a worry that it's come from the inside of the cervix. Now, disclaimer, I'm no midwife, so sometimes you're going to think that the things that I'm saying aren't really going to make total sense, or they're not going to be the official way of saying things, because I'm no midwife. But I will try my best to get this right. Okay, so called our local birthing centre, and she said I'd quite like you to go into your local hospital, the day assessment unit, and get them to check you out. So off we went. The half an hour drive was quite scary. Just so much goes through your head, doesn't it? Is this baby coming now? Are we losing this baby? It was a pretty stressful time. So got to our local hospital, and because of COVID at the moment, we had to call when we were in the car park, and she said to me, well, we're all full at the moment, are you still bleeding? And I said, last time I went to the toilet, yes, there was still fresh blood. So she said, right, I'm going to send you to the delivery ward. I was like, okay, so the birthing ward basically, which at that time you sit and you think, this is great. If I'm losing this baby, I'm going to be surrounded by women who are in labour, you know, possibly full term, going to greet their babies, and in your head you're going negative, 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 which isn't the best way to look at things. But when you're a worrier like me, my anxiety just went through the roof basically. And I said to her, can my partner come in, my husband come in? And she said no. To which point I just burst into tears because I knew that I'd have to go through this on my own, and he'd be sat outside in the car, bless him, waiting. So anyway, kind of got myself back together, went in. What happened when I first came in? They just kind of had a chat with me about what's been going on. They then said they were going to do some internal examinations. So what that entailed was very much like a smear, if you've had a smear before. Now, I am a bit weird with smears. Smears don't bother me at all. I think I should be the spokesperson for get your smear done, because I quite enjoy it. I don't enjoy it in the sense of what's going on down there. It doesn't hurt at all. It doesn't hurt at all. It's just a bit weird. But I think I enjoy the fact that somebody's checking that I'm okay, all in there. You know, I can't do that. So to have a professional check that everything's okay down there, great. So first message, if you haven't had a smear, go and get your smear done. It was like a smear. And what they were looking for was seeing if they could see the opening of my cervix. Because, now again, disclaimer, I'm not a midwife, but this was my understanding of it. If the cervix was opening and the blood was coming from inside the cervix, it's a sign that the baby's on its way. Very, very early. So they were looking for that, really. And the midwife I had couldn't see the opening of the cervix. She could just see the top of the cervix. So she said, right, I'm going to get a doctor to come back in a little while when they're free and check you out. 2 heads are better than one. 2 heads up in a knee are always better than one, eh? So she did that. She went and got the doctor, who was lovely. And one was there with like, I've got the torch. It was like they were going caving, to be honest. And she actually couldn't see. She couldn't see either. She could see fresh blood, and when they pulled the speculum, is it the speculum, back out, you could see there's fresh blood on it. She said, right, we'll try and we'll get a sponge swab. So if we swab the blood that's away on the cervix, we might see a little bit more. So they did that. That was quite uncomfortable. So I probably had about 6 of those done because they just couldn't see and they would keep trying and they were really poking and prodding around. So that was much more uncomfortable than a smear because they couldn't find what they were looking for. So she said, my last resort is to go and have an internal scan, which I've had before, which is not uncomfortable at all. It's like a long wand with a camera on the top, and they just put the camera in. Couldn't really see it from there. My cervix, she measured my cervix and it looked all the opening or something, and it looked quite long. She said if it was short, we'd worry. Did an external scan, still couldn't really see it as comfortably as they want to. So she said our last resort now is going to be it was like a little dip test, like, you know, the ovulation sticks you get when you pee on them. It was kind of like that, and I could do it myself. I had to swab inside my vagina for I think it was like 30 seconds, and then swirl that into some solution for about 30 seconds, and then put like a little stick in. She said if this is negative, you can go home. But if it's positive, what this test is doing for us is showing us that you could be in early signs of labour. So she said, I think it's going to be negative from what I've seen from the length of the cervix. Lo and behold, we did 2 and they came back positive, which meant I had to be admitted. She said there is a quite high, 30% false positive aspect of these tests. So she said it could be that we've got 2 false positives, but I'm going to err on the side of caution and treat it like we haven't. We've got 2 positive results and we want you to stay in and be assessed, essentially. So we can't hold you against your will, but that if you go home and you are in early stages of labour, we can't get you in quick enough. If you're here, you're here, so we can do all the things we need to straight away for the baby, for you, and the chances of baby survival are going to be greater, which to me is a no-brainer. I mean, I'm not going to take myself home, am I? Lots and lots and lots of tears happened that night because Chris wasn't with me for any of this. It was me on my own, and it was the sudden realisation that actually, if we're still in this situation in December, which I think we will be, I could probably be doing my first early stages of labour, because at the moment they're not really letting partners in, I don't think, until you're 4 to 5 centimetres dilated. I could be doing that first stage of labour on my own if I'm in here. So I've got to switch my mindset to be prepared for that. And it did worry me a little bit on Friday because I just couldn't stop crying. I think because this was not a normal situation where I was 30 plus weeks or 40 weeks pregnant and the baby was coming. This was a bit of a scary situation because if this baby was coming, we'd be going to NICU. I was told that I'd be going to Bristol NICU because we are under 28 weeks, so they have better equipment to be able to care for babies who are under that, and this baby would be pretty small. So, lots of tears. I just hated him not being with me. I understand why it can't happen, because we are in a hospital where the most vulnerable people to COVID are. But it just, sitting there thinking that people are out on a Thursday, Friday night, Saturday night, whatever night, with their friends or some other people in their family in a pub next to some other people, yet my husband can't come in with me to hold my hand when we potentially might be getting scary news. It's just hard to accept when you're in that situation, and I do understand why they've got to take extra precautions, but it's tricky. So once they admitted me, I wasn't allowed back out of the ward. I haven't been back out of the ward. He's allowed in. He's got 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. visiting hours, which is lovely because I've been able to see him and spend some time with him, which is nice. He went and got stuff, and my mum, bless her, who had Holly, came and dropped it off at like 12:15 with my dad outside the door. So I had lots of stuff to stay overnight with, and then he brought me more goodies yesterday. I basically had to have a steroid injection in my bottom, and there are 2 steroid injections that you get given. One you get given, I got given mine at midnight, but any time, but the second one has to be administered 12 hours after the first one. So at midnight I had my first one. I was then brought up to the antenatal ward. Really surprised. I've got a private room, which is really lovely actually. I was expecting to be around all the newborn babies and not get much sleep, and so first instruction to Chris was, please can you bring me earphones so that I can watch TV and not disturb anybody with their newborns. But I've got a private room which I will show you around in a minute, which is really nice. So I've had a really good sleep. When I finally got to sleep, it was about 3 a.m. actually. By the time I got up here, I slept all right the first night, which is quite good. And then I had to have my second steroid injection administered at midnight last night. The doctor came out to see me yesterday, by which point the bleeding was stopping, and I'm happy to report it's totally stopped now, which is good. But they still wanted to administer the second steroid at midnight last night. And then the doctor said, and then I want you in for 24 hours after that so we can just be sure that this baby's not going anywhere, that it's not coming early. I'm in no pain whatsoever. And like I say, the bleeding's now stopped, so we're hopeful that everything has kind of sorted itself out, and we don't know why. She said sometimes these things happen for no reason. So yeah, but hopefully it's all okay now. So I'm hopefully going to be going home between 11 p.m. and 12 p.m. tonight, but I might actually, don't particularly want to, but it might be easier for me to stay in for another night so that actually Chris can come pick me up with Holly tomorrow rather than having to bundle her in the car and bring her out at a silly time to come pick me up. So I need to chat to him about that. I'm hopeful that I'll either be out tonight, late tonight, or early tomorrow morning, and we'll just see how things go. And I think lots of rest and not overdo things. I think it's been a bit of a wake-up call that I have to rest up with this one. This is not as easy a pregnancy as with Holly. Holly was, I didn't have any other kids, just had myself to look after, and Chris, and he's a fully grown man, so he didn't need looking after. But this time around, it's been such stressful times. It's been COVID, it's been working from home, it's been juggling my work and caring for a toddler because we hadn't had childcare. It's still been working from home, which I'm not a big fan of. I like being in the office. I like separating my home life and my work life. I haven't been able to do that. I go into the office once a week now, which is great, but it's still not the same. And it's been a stressful time, and we go away next week, and I think I've been looking forward to that week away. We're only going to, a local caravan site, not local, but we're going to a caravan site that we know and we love. We love the area, we love everything around it, but it's just time away. We haven't been away since our honeymoon in October last year. We've not even done days to the beach or anything like that because me being pregnant, I wasn't sure that, one, I could handle being out on my feet all day because this pregnancy has been really tiring me out. Two, I wasn't sure if I could access toilets. There's been all of that, so we've just not been anywhere, and I think I've been pretty stressed in this pregnancy so far. So I think it's a bit of a wake-up call that I need to try and just relax as much as I can and see how we go. But I think my message to anybody who experiences any bleeding in a pregnancy, contact your birthing centre and have a chat with them. Even the spotting that I had 19 weeks ago, I rang them and I chatted to them. Never assume that everything's okay because you just don't know. And the midwives are just amazing. They're so lovely. They understand the situation. You can't have your partners in with you, so they're just even more lovely and wonderful as they usually are. And the care's been great. It's just been really, really nice. So I guess I'll show you around my room. Look, hang on. I've got a lovely big window. I don't have much of a view. Let's turn you around, spin you around. This is my view. I've just had like a pigeon hanging around there for about 20 minutes. He's only just gone. I was like, please don't fly in that little bit of the window. This is what I was perching you up on. So there's my view. Not great, but you know what? It's okay. You can see the sky. It's quite nice out there today. This is, oh, no, focus up, my bed. This has been a lifesaver. Netflix all the way. Oh, look, they've got these all around antenatal wards ready for when you have your babies. Cute little baby trolleys, the baby's lying there and you can push them around. And yeah, pretty basic. We've got my little shower here. And this is me. This is me with, hopefully, this baby inside, totally staying put. Stay where you are, baby. Don't move. Okay, so look, I love you and leave you, but I just wanted to be as honest as I could be, and letting you know that these things happen. You know, if you're worried or concerned, like I say, ring your birthing centre. They can't do enough. They want to make sure you're okay. They want to make sure the baby's okay, and they don't take any risk, which I think has proved for me. And I think this has been as hard as Friday was when the bleeding started to ease and I started to panic less. It's been the 2 days of rest that I have 100% needed. I've really needed it. So yeah, I guess that ends the video. Sending so much love. Hope you're all coping in these really, really strange, really, really weird times, because it's still going on. We're still not back to normal. I think these last few days have proved that to me. We're not back to normal. So yeah, look, I'll bid you farewell. I will update you soon when I'm home, and hopefully we'll get there all clear to go home. And when I'm home, I will update you and let you know that hopefully everything is all well and good. Keep praying that this baby stays in for us, please, please, please. And yeah, I'll give you an update soon. So take care, and we'll speak soon.